Hello YouTube, this is Shadow Walker 1776 back again with another review. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about a Wenger Swiss Army knife. You've probably seen this once before in my everyday carry video, so I thought, well, I'd do one on itself. So a little bit of history here. When I was 7 years old, my grandfather gave me my first pocket knife, which was a Wenger. That was almost 50 years ago. And I carried a Wenger all the way up as a teenager, working on the farms. Later on, I went to college. Actually, I became a missionary and went with me to South America. And it served me up in the Canadian North Country, so it took everything that got thrown at it. And matter of fact, I still have that original Wenger today. And I may do a video on that just to show you what a 60-year-old Wenger looks like, because when I got it, it was already used. He picked it up off of a soldier returning from Europe after World War II. So it was used before I ever got it, but I still own it. So I decided I want to replace my Wenger with another Wenger. Now, before I'm left any messages about I should be pronouncing the name Wenger, I want to make sure I knew how to pronounce the name of the knife that I carried. So I actually contacted Wenger's headquarters to ask them how to pronounce their name correctly, and it is Wenger. They explained to me that in Switzerland, there are 3 different languages spoken. Of course, as most people know it, German is spoken in Switzerland, but so is French and Italian. And the Wenger family established their company originally in the early 1900s in the Delmont region of Switzerland, which is in the French-speaking section. So, with that out of the way, I just want to give that a little bit of information there. If you do leave a message about I'm not pronouncing the name correctly, I'll send you their phone number. You can call up the Wenger factory and debate it with them. So, okay, what I have here, what I've chosen to carry is a Wenger Ranger 61. And the one that I have here is the one with the pocket clip on it. I love a pocket clip. I'm glad that Wenger Swiss Army decided to produce one. The knife itself is part of the Ranger series. I'll give you the components in a minute. It is 5.1 inches closed. It weighs 4.4 ounces. It has a 3.9 inch blade with a safety lock, and I do like that. This is a one-handed knife. You know, it can be opened one-handed. It's not a tactical knife. It's not spring assisted. It's just a working man's knife, but it can be opened one-handed. One of the things that's interesting about this knife, it is stamped Wenger here. On the other side, it says Switzerland, and it has a crossbow on it. And the reason I thought that was interesting is on my 60-year-old Wenger, it has the crossbow on the tang as well, but the original shield that we're used to seeing as a cross originally was a crossbow on the original Swiss armies, but that's for another time. Now the lock on this is kind of interesting. It's a ring lock inside here, and to disengage the blade, you push in on the logo, and that unlocks the blade, which I really like that versus a liner lock that you have to put your finger in line with the blade closure as you start to close it. This keeps your hand totally out of the way. Okay, also on here you have a can opener. You have a screwdriver, and it is a locking screwdriver. And what's interesting about this particular type of locking system, as you push in to get your torque, this blade moves in just slightly and locks into place. This is a wire stripper. And one thing about the pocket clip here is that this is not some little piece of spring steel. As you can notice, the pocket clip is as sturdy, or is the same thickness as the actual blade of the screwdriver. It's a heavy piece of steel. It's not going to break. So, and then also here we have an awl. It has got an opening there, so it can be used for pushing through and putting some thread on, pulling the thread back through. And of course, it's got a wine bottle cork. This is not part of the knife. This is actually from Victorinox, and this is an eyeglass screwdriver, and I wear eyeglasses, so I wanted it on here. So it fits just as well on the Wenger as it does on the Victorinox. So I just want to give a chance to show it off. Of course, this is the box it comes in. It comes with a little instruction sheet and warranty. One thing that's interesting is talking about the language spoken there. The first language on the list is French, followed by English, then German. So these are wonderful knives. I'll be honest with you. If I could only have one knife on me, especially if something went really, really wrong, it would be this knife. I know I like cold steel. I like K-bar. But like I said, I've carried a Wenger for almost 50 years now, and their knives have never failed me, even under the harshest of conditions. So with that, I'd like to say good night, and I want to thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and as always, watch your six.